guys, I'm Avi.
And I'm Terry. We're a dad and daughter, and we're reviewing and ranking every MCU movie prior to the release of Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
This is our third episode where we're going to be reviewing 2010's Iron Man 2. It stars Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Don Cheadle, which we'll talk about, Mickey Rourke, and Sam Rockwell. It was directed by Jon Favreau and grossed a whopping $623.9 million.
Oh my goodness.
So what we're going to talk about in this podcast is the things we liked, favorite scenes, favorite characters, the things we disliked, least favorite scenes, least favorite characters, how the movie connects to the MCU at large, and then any post-credit scenes from the movie. And then last but not least, Avi's going to rank these movies. This is the third. We've done Iron Man 1. We've done The Incredible Hulk. And here we're going to do Iron Man 2. So if you want to listen to those other episodes, go back and check those out if you want to hear our reviews of those.
It's a good idea.
So, favorite scene?
My favorite scene is when he has that box that he got from Nick Fury, and he's watching the videos of his dad, and he doesn't really mind them. He's just reading a paper or something. And then he finds this video where his dad is explaining that he's like, he loves him and he matters a lot, and he built the new town or something of the future for him, and he was amazing.
I have to completely agree with you. So there's a lot of things I like about this movie, and rewatching it, I realized that this movie catches a lot of hate from people that I think is unwarranted. I think this is a really, really good MCU movie. And for me, personally, and this goes back to our review of Iron Man 1, my favorite part of Iron Man 1 was when Tony turned to Obi and said, "I never got to say goodbye to my dad."
Yeah.
And that really hits me, especially knowing what we know after seeing Civil War and what happened with Tony's father, and how Tony has taken on Peter Parker as like an adopted son because he's trying to be a better dad than his dad was to him.
Even though his dad.
And so, knowing all of that, I am not going to lie to you, when we were watching that scene last night, I had and Avi can verify this because she checked, a literal tear in the corner of my eye when Tony's dad turns to the camera and says, "You are my greatest invention." It's just hit me. It is by far, actually, I can't say by far. It is one of my favorite scenes, and we'll get to why I can't say by far in a minute when we get to my favorite character. So we are in total agreement. Favorite scene, we agree. Least favorite scene.
My least favorite scene is when he's in the racetrack and he's fighting with what's the guy's name?
Vanko,
yeah. He's fighting with him. It just doesn't really seem fair because it was unexpected, and he's like dying. So he doesn't really, I feel like he doesn't try as hard as he would have if he didn't know he was dying. Mm-hmm. And so that's just my least favorite scene. It didn't really matter to the story anyways.
So a little bit of explanation about my least favorite scene. Previous times that I've watched this movie, I don't think it really hit me that Tony is dying. That from Tony's perspective, he's looking at his blood toxicity and he's seeing this number go up and up and up at a crazy rate. And as far as Tony knows, he's on death's doorstep. And so my least favorite scene, and I don't even know if it's hard to say because there's not a lot of scenes in this movie I don't like. My least favorite scene is the fight between him and Rhodey when it's like his birthday party and he's acting like a jerk and he's drunk. And he's like being rude to Pepper, and then Rhodey comes in, and then they have that fight, and it's my least favorite scene because it makes me a little bit uncomfortable because I'm embarrassed for how Tony's acting. But I say that knowing that I completely understand why he's doing what he's doing, because Tony thinks, as he says to Black Widow, who we don't know is Black Widow yet, as he says to her, "What would you do if this was your last birthday?" He thinks this is it, that he's dying. And so, and we find out later that the only reason Rhodey could take the suit is because Tony had given him like permission. Basically, he allowed the suit to go because he knew he was going to die. And so that, to me, although I don't love that scene because it makes me uncomfortable, I understand it.
Yeah.
All right. Your least favorite character is?
Um,
Wait. I lied. Favorite character. Let's do favorites
my
first.
favorite character is Iron Man.
Why?
It's just, I feel like when he finds out he's dying, he really just is not good about it. He tries to do everything he's always wanted to do instead of like spending time with people, and he just gets drunk and does a bunch of nonsense. And when he finds out he's not dying, he just doesn't really apologize for the things that he's done, which were not good.
Okay.
So,
My favorite character is by far, it's not even close, Justin freaking Hammer. Sam Rockwell as Justin Hammer is so good in this movie that if we were to do a separate podcast where we ranked the MCU villains, I would have Justin Hammer probably in my top 5. And here's my favorite part about Justin Hammer. In the scene when Vanko gets broken out of prison and he shows up in the that airport hangar, if you look at Justin Hammer's hands, they're brown because they're covered with self-tanning lotion, because he's the kind of guy that would use a self-tanner, and he has it on his hands as an actor. It's every word that Justin Hammer utters in this movie, from the scene where they're putting the weapons on the war machine and he's talking about the different guns, and then he talks about the ex-wife. He is the best character to me in this movie, and that's saying something because I love Tony Stark, I love Rhodey, I like Pepper. Everybody is good in this movie to me, but Sam Rockwell is so good as Justin Hammer that if he doesn't come back, so I have a theory that because Hammer Industries is based in Queens, that Hammer is in the same jail as Adrian Toomes, the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming. So we're going to get a Sam Rockwell, Justin Hammer cameo in Spider-Man Far From Home. That will make my summer. That's my plan. So my favorite character, Justin Hammer. True. Did we do your least favorite character already? You did. Favorite character was Tony. Who's your least favorite character?
Ivan,
yeah.
He just, I get that his father dies and that he could have been Tony, like Tony pretty much, but he could have he doesn't need to fight Tony. He could have gone up to Tony and explained the situation here.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he could have done things better and he would have gotten better than death.
Yeah.
So I just feel like he didn't handle the situation very well.
Yeah, and I think I'll agree with you a little bit there too, because it's once again, here we've got another example, just like we did in Iron Man 1, just like we did in The Incredible Hulk, and now just like we have in Iron Man 2, of the hero fighting a dark version of themselves.
Yeah.
So once again, boom, 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 3 in a row, which is the big problem with the MCU, at least the early movies, where the villain is just a dark version of the hero. He's literally, at the end of the movie, he's literally just a souped up Iron Man.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because their lives mirror each other so much. They're
pretty much the exact
genius
same person.
Teenagers, child prodigies, whatever. But I agree. I can hear that. My least favorite character in this one is this is a tough question for me.
They're all pretty good.
I mean, I just watching it last night, I really felt like this was such a strong movie from stem to stern, from start to finish, the opening scene right through the end. For me, least favorite character, I guess, is the movie doesn't spend a lot of time with Pepper, and so I would guess if I have to pick somebody, it'll be Pepper. I kind of like what's going on with Natasha with Black Widow, and so I'm gonna say Pepper. I don't want this to come off as hate for Pepper Potts because I think she's a good character, but I didn't love her in this movie, and I think I'm gonna like her more as we get further into the MCU. So I'm gonna go least favorite character, Pepper Potts. But no hate towards Pepper. I think she's good. What's the post-credit scene? Do you remember?
Doesn't one of the bad guys find Mew?
Oh yeah, Mew Mew. No, we get two. Well, I guess I don't know if the first one's a post-credit scene. We get Tony is with Nick Fury, and they're talking about the Avengers Initiative, and Fury tells him, we're not going to bring you in because you're a narcissist and whatever. We want Iron Man, but not Tony Stark, basically. And
Well, how's that work?
And you may have noticed on the map in that room, Wakanda was highlighted.
Wakanda.
So we're going to get to that when we get to Black Panther. So then the other post-credit scene, he's not a bad guy. It's Agent Coulson. He's one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. guys.
Right.
He sees Thor's hammer in the desert and kind of hinting towards the next one's going to be Thor.
I found it.
Yeah, we've got it. Yeah.
Sir, I found it.
Right. So, Avi's rank of the MCU. As of right now, the rankings stand. Number 1, Iron Man. Number 2, The Incredible Hulk. Where is Avi putting Iron Man 2?
I think it should be in the top because, like, Iron Man 1 was good, very good. But in this one, he just, like, you learn more about his father and, like, the relationship with him and Tony and how, like, you learn more about how he felt about Tony, and I just felt like it was sort of better than the first one, so it's at the top. So it's Iron Man 2, Iron Man, and Hulk.
I can't argue. It's Avi's ranking of the MCU. I think Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 are clearly the 1 and 2 movies here, however you want to rank them. And then Incredible Hulk third. So you tune in next time, you guys. We're going to rank and review Thor and Chris Hemsworth's blonde eyebrows.
Yup. I can't get over that.
And we're going to get into that. So thanks for listening, and make sure you check out the next episode. We'll talk to you guys soon. I want my bird.